I know some of you may find it hard to believe that I, Ethan Thoughts, have made some bad calls in the past with women. You see, back in the day, Ethan did slay the ladies, but unfortunately, Ethan slayed all the wrong ladies.
What?
As you can tell, I'm not married yet, and I'm in fact happily single, and there's something to be said about being single that won't be said in this video actually, because that's a whole nother video. Today's video is going to focus on red flags in toxic relationships, right where I left off in my last video. We've all been there. In fact, I've been there far too many times, and I'm getting sick of getting into toxic relationships. In fact, the next relationship that I get into is literally going to have to be with someone so amazing and so outstanding that they exceed all of my expectations, which are very high, by the way. And I would encourage all young men out there to have high expectations of their partners. So anyways, I want to talk about a few hallmarks, and I'd like to outline to help some of you who are already in a relationship to identify whether or not it's toxic. First, let's define what a toxic relationship really is. It's basically just a relationship that's either emotionally or physically abusive, and it's harmful to your mental health. It's usually romantic. Sometimes it can be platonic too. This could even be with one of the homies, so don't rule the homies out, man. If a homie's out there doing any of these things to you, I would drop them as well. So anyways, a toxic relationship will always have at least one of these 5 things. And this first of this is constant criticism and negativity. Is your partner a bear to be around? Is your partner annoying you by saying how awful you are all the time and constantly criticizing you to the point where your friends notice? Does your partner do this? Seriously, get out, okay? That's crazy. Why would you put up with that? Seriously, if you're not qualified to watch my channel if you put up with that nonsense. The next thing is a lack of trust. Did your partner make you download Life 360 and contact her at every single stop you've made in your day just to make sure you're safe or okay? Well, I'm sorry, King, but I think you're dealing with some trust issues. In fact, that also falls into my next category, controlling behavior. Once again, I'm going to bring up Life 360. If Life 360 is part of your relationship, please leave immediately. There's literally no exceptions. Life 360 is evil, literally, and it's detrimental to all relationships I've ever been in. It's not supposed to be a video trash-talking Life 360, but it's very important to make the point that people who know where you are at all times, unless it's your family or somebody who's actually actively trying to keep you safe, don't need to know your location. Let's be real, guys. I don't want my girlfriend thinking I'm cheating on her because I'm at my friend's house, nor should I think she's cheating on me because she's at her friend's house. We're allowed to have friends. It gets ridiculous, and you let that little bit into your relationship, it's going to get out of control. They go power hungry. Typically, you or your partner will go power hungry with the Life 360. So seriously, get out of that relationship if Life 360 is involved.
What the dog doing?
Now, don't get me wrong. I know I said I am happily single, but I do love a good baddie. So if there are any valid shorties out there, please hit me up. Anyways, and finally, these last 2 items, they're a bit less common, but could be there nonetheless. Now, this would be emotional and physical abuse. Okay, so emotional abuse is, come on guys, you know what emotional abuse is. I've heard that term misused though quite a bit. If you're bringing up valid concerns in your relationship and actually holding someone accountable for their actions, then that's not emotional abuse. Emotional abuse is constantly manipulating, gaslighting, using all sorts of tactics to harm one's individual mental well-being. And in fact, I think I should actually explain what gaslighting is. You see, gaslighting is an ancient Nazi technique that was probably there before the Nazis, but whenever I think of gaslighting, I think of 2 people. Well, 3. Hitler, Darth Vader, and my ex-girlfriend. So basically, you convince the other person that they're wrong by all means necessary. It's a very powerful technique. Should only be reserved for the direst of circumstances. I can't really condone gaslighting in any sort of circumstances, but I'm sure they exist. And I would like to give you guys a real-world example. So my ex-girlfriend, when she was trying to convince me that it was my fault that she decided to cheat on me with a dude she met on Xbox for 3 months and then proceed to dump me and say it was all my fault, that's gaslighting, okay? I hope that's a good example. This is not the call out Ethan's ex-girlfriend video. That will be coming soon, don't worry. And that video will be entitled The Cruise Story. I'm just trying to hype that one up for you. But anyways, yeah. So with that being said, I kind of also glossed over the physical abuse. That's literally when you're beating someone up. Men, there's no reason to beat up girls, and honestly, it's illegal to hit a woman. It's also illegal to hit anybody. I don't know, that saying is kind of outdated. So Ethan does not advocate for hurting women at all. I've never had to hit a girl myself, and honestly, I can't think of any circumstance where you would actually have to fight a girl to save your skin. And if you guys really think that hitting girls is okay, I know a place just for you. A little slice of heaven that I will put up on screen that I think you would be much happier living in. Finally, the most uncommon, but also the most common, is a lack of communication. Let me give you some real-world examples. When my ex-girlfriend decided to cheat on me for 3 months with a dude she met on Xbox, she stopped talking to Ethan. And Ethan's little mind went into high alert. I was wondering, why am I not hearing from my girlfriend? My girlfriend of many years. That's a red flag, guys. That's a big red flag. If suddenly, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the girl stops talking to you, I would run away. You're gonna be upset for a while, but you're gonna come out on top, all right? So seriously, if you go from calling like every night to just calling once a week, I would ask questions, okay? That's not cool, all right? If any girl ever does that to me again, they will be ancient history, all right? They will be in my past, so far in my past, in fact, that it didn't even happen. Because Ethan's smart, and Ethan's telling you guys how to be smart, so stay smart. So to put a silver bow on all this, toxic relationships are bad for our mental and physical health. Stay away from them. Seriously, kings, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? What is wrong with you? These are questions I asked myself looking back on the last few years. I really think that if a girl is obviously toxic, if all your friends are telling you it's time to go, if your family even mentions that she's kind of mean, that's it. That's it, buddy. Get on out of there. So stay away from toxic relationships. And honestly, if you're in a toxic relationship, break up with her right now, okay? And in fact, put her number in the comments and I'll do it for you. No cap. Probably don't do that. That's probably not a good idea. But if you really need me to, we can work something out. Let's see, I'm advocating for all of you guys. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Ethan Thoughts. Join us next time for the cruise story, or maybe something a little bit different. Good luck.